A woman was reborn in the rain, and her husband was forcing her to step aside so his mistress could take wedding photos with him. Ethan Carter stood there, the same impatient look on his face she had seen for 7 years. He was waiting for her to break down, waiting for her to cry and beg him not to marry Ava Bennett. But her reaction shocked him. She simply said, "I am not taking these wedding photos, and I don't want this man anymore." Ethan Carter froze. The Emma Parker he knew was the kind of woman who would take every hit, even when people came at her directly. But today, she just walked away. Ava Bennett was stunned too. She quickly stepped in, pretending to be kind. "Big sister, why did you suddenly agree? Are you trying to use this as a trick to make him come back?" Emma looked at her and replied, "You are overthinking it. I just finally realized I am done chasing after a man who doesn't love me." Because in her past life, she bent over backwards for Ethan Carter, but what she got in return was him and Ava teaming up to destroy her. But this time, Emma was no longer that lovesick woman, and then things got even crazier. The mother-in-law, who used to hate everything about her, actually ran after her. Not only did she protect Emma, she turned around and called Ethan out. "You are unbelievable." Emma was completely confused. Why was this mother-in-law different from the one she remembered? In her previous life, her mother-in-law loved Ava the most. She even personally put the Carter family heirloom, the Eternal Star, around Ava's neck. But this time, her mother-in-law pulled Emma back into the room, opened the safe, and placed the priceless Eternal Star jewelry directly in her hands. Then she said, "Only the Carter family's daughter-in-law gets to wear this." Emma held the jewelry, watching her mother-in-law leave. She could understand why everything had changed. When Ava found out the jewelry was given to Emma, she came with Ethan to demand it back. Ethan told Emma, "Ava's father died, saving my life. I owe the Bennett family, and as my wife, you should help me repay that debt." Emma just laughed. "Someone else's debt? Why is that on me?" She looked at him and said, "If you want the jewelry, bring me $30 million. Ethan's face turned red with anger. "You've changed. You are selfish now. You only care about money." Emma didn't even bother arguing. She used to give everything away, but this life, if she had to, she would just divorce him and split everything. But she never expected everything would change so quickly. Her mother-in-law called her, told her to meet at Lan Kwai Fong. She said she had a gift for her, but when Emma arrived, her mother-in-law was nowhere to be found. Instead, someone covered her mouth and dragged her away. When she opened her eyes again, she was lying on a train track. On one side was her mother-in-law. On the other side was Ava Bennett. The kidnapper laughed. $10 billion. 3 people. Pick one. Ethan Carter's face went pale. Ava was the first to start crying. "Ethan, please save me. My dad died saving your life. You promised you'd take care of me forever." The mother-in-law stood there silently. Emma didn't say a word either. She had already given up expecting anything from this man. Ethan looked at the 3 people tied up. His lips were trembling. He looked at Ava, then his mother, and finally, his eyes landed on Emma. Ava cried even harder. "Ethan, you can leave me. My dad gave his life for you. You owe me this." Then she became more desperate, and suddenly shouted, "Save me. Your mom is already over 50. She has lived long enough, but I am still young." Everyone froze. Even Ethan could believe what he heard. The girl he had protected for 4 years actually said something like that. The kidnapper laughed. "Mr. Carter, have you made your choice? The train is coming." Ava saw Ethan staying silent, so she turned to the kidnapper. "If you let me live, I'll do anything." Then without hesitation, Ava walked toward Ethan. But just as she was about to make her move, the police arrived. They took down the kidnappers, but nobody saw this coming. This entire kidnapping was planned by Ethan's mother. She wanted her son to finally see what kind of person he had been protecting, because his mother had also been reborn. Everything she did was to help her son win Emma back. Ethan was angry at first, but Ava suddenly pretended to feel dizzy. And once again, Ethan softened. He believed her again. Emma saw everything. To expose Ava completely, Emma found the person who knew the truth back then. Ava's father, Victor Bennett, never died saving Ethan. That kidnapping years ago was planned by Victor himself. He wanted to kidnap Ethan for money, but something went wrong. He escaped, then faked his own death. The so-called final request was all an act. He sent Ava into the Carter family because he wanted her to have a lifetime meal ticket. After hearing everything, Ethan felt like the floor dropped out from under him. 4 years of guilt, 4 years of trying to repay a debt, 4 years of hurting his own wife. All of it built on a lie. He turned toward Emma. His lips moved. He wanted to say sorry, but Emma only said one thing. "You are free now. Would you forgive him?"